when the idea came to me, I always think you don't need a complex story to tell a complex story. The simplicity of the idea is actually the human spirit and what we are. And take a guy on the day of a prize fight, but you know, that was the initial idea, but then you add, well, what if that fight was his last fight, or maybe his last day? What would you do? Who would you speak to? What would you say? And I think that inspired those conversations, a lot from one's own life, a lot from the people I spoke to and what I would imagine. But I think I was very lucky in the casting process that I managed to get all of these incredible actors who gave such honest and, you know, truthful performances. Because when you do think about it in the way you just said it, one day to sort of say so much, it could be a little over saccharine, sentimental, but I was always trying to keep it rooted and based in reality. And that's very much a testament to the casting process. Is I do believe 90% of making a film is casting. And at that point, you hand it to the beautiful actor and say, you own this now. And I'm there as a guide for the overall story, but I just adored watching Nicolette and Michael meet and what they did on camera. And, you know, it broke my heart in so many beautiful ways, I say. So I was very lucky.
Yeah, and Nicolette, I was wondering, I think that Jess is very, it defines generosity in a way, and the capacity to forgive, because she's ready to let him reintroduce himself, maybe not reintroduce himself into her life, but she's there. So could you talk about Jessie and the feelings that she goes through the experience?
Yeah, I think it's all in line with what Jack was talking about, that this film is so human. There's so much humanity and depth to this film, and I think what I loved about Jess is that she really equally was living in the space of, you know, she loves him so much. She's so passionate about him. They have so much history, and all she wants to do is like fall into his arms and weep and kiss him. But at the same time, she equally, you know, hates him and resents him and wants to like scream at him and shake him. And it's like such a gift as a performer to get to live in that space where, you know, the duality of it is, it just completely is present the entire time. And so when you talk about forgiveness, I think that is a big piece of this film. For me, it was finding grace. You know, I think grace is such a hidden theme within this film, that the characters have to not only find grace for one another, but grace for themselves.
And I think it's a story of redemption, but for everybody in a way. We all have to learn, but Irish is the one who is leading the learning process in a way from, right?
Yes.
What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think I love those underdog stories, those redemptive stories, because I think, you know, there's always a second chance and a third chance. I think it's about hope. I think, you know, the film, John Magaro's character who plays Patrick, the priest in it, says it better than anything, is like the people that matter, the people that really matter in your life are far more willing to forgive than you might expect. And I think that's true in life in general, is a lot of times you give up hope and you give up on yourself. But this is that moment, rather selfless moment, where you witness somebody go about and not ask for forgiveness, but to actually be able to honestly say sorry and to confront one's past and misgivings and the blemishes that sort of happen throughout your life. I loved with Jess and Mikey is it sort of personifies the hardest and most beautiful of relationships, is where you can never deny the love between these two people, but they can never be together, which is all the more painful because of the history but that doesn't take away the love. And love is present in every single frame in this film. So, you know, these guys just were able to capture that in spades.